Okay, so excited to share that Beauty Counter is getting into the fragrance world. And so you know what that means, that it is clean and it is up to our standards, just like our skincare and our makeup and our body line. Anything that we have launched, you know that we have spent effortless time testing ingredients. We've actually added ingredients while we were testing for our health and safety standards, which we always test on 23 points. To our never list, we added ingredients, about 60. So we have a list of 2,800 ingredients that we will never put in our products. After we were trying to create this line. So we have 5 signature scents, then hopefully you can find one that you love. I have a few. So those are the full size. And then we have the roller balls, which my kids have already claimed of one of their own. I had to order more, so we've been able to test them out for a little while. And shockingly enough, my 18-year-old boy and my 21-year-old girl picked the same scent. So these are gender neutral. I would say that generally the men have been trying to kind of going towards the miles away in the Pacific Dreams, but my son didn't pick either one of those. So you know what? It's just so personal. It's such a personal preference. And so that's why really testing them out is so key. So we also have in here, the discovery set. So in this discovery set, you will get these about 7 uses out of each one of these, and it's all 5. It describes the top, middle, and the base notes that you will find in there. So in a fine fragrance, it's very complex. So you're gonna get the top notes, which is that initial smell. And then you're going to get the middle notes. And when you get the middle notes, that's kind of like the really heart of the fragrance. And then you get the base notes, and that's what actually like lingers on the longest. So like Hyper Rose, I used that yesterday. And so after I applied the rollerball, went to lunch and was sitting there and then driving home, and it was kind of warm in my car, so I could sort of smell it a little bit. And then it smelled totally different. It smelled really inviting and warm. It was like this, it was like cashmere wood. It was just, just so, I can't describe it. But that's why it's so important to test out your perfume, put it on, apply, sit with it, try it for a couple days. And then you might find that your mood changes. And so another scent, like some days I like the Second Skin, and some days I like the Hyper Rose. I, to be honest, haven't used perfume in about 15 years. And because I am sensitive to it, it's in the smells. But like gone are the days, I think, hopefully we're trying to change that. Or like you think of like Pigpen, where he's walking along from Peanuts and you get that like the little cloud that follows him. Like that, we're not doing that anymore. Like, I'm picking a signature scent for me so I can smell it for myself to make myself happy. I think of smells, really bring on the ambiance of something like, and memories, really. Like you can smell like maybe your grandma, and you can smell the scent that she wore, or you go to your favorite hotel or your favorite restaurant or your friend's house. When you walk into your friend's house and you're like, your house just has that smell. And so this is why I think fragrance is so great and so personal. So we have set the standard for transparency. So when you look at usually a fragrance list, so this is like one of them. All 5 of the samples are in here. So maybe this is one of them. It's going to be extensive. And so the reason why is because we are transparent in our ingredients. So not only are we testing them, we work with a fine fragrance house. So they are quality ingredients, they're going to perform, but we also are transparent. So if you look at another fragrance, generally that is not a clean fragrance, it's going to be about half of that probably, or a fourth of that. And the reason why is because of this fragrance loophole that we have in the United States. And that's exactly what it is a loophole. I'm actually going to DC on behalf of Beauty Counter. Not only do we sell, products that we set standards that are EWG verified, just like our fragrances are. So they're tested by a third party. But we're also trying to change the legislation in the United States. There's plenty of room for other companies to follow. And so going in May, one of the Safer Build Beauty Package, one of the pieces of legislation is the fragrance loophole that we're trying to get rid of. And the reason why is because in other companies where they have half of the ingredients, they say fragrance on there. And the really tricky part about fragrance is that it can have endocrine disruptors, carcinogens, it can have allergens. So maybe you're allergic to something. So you're reading the label, you're reading the front, and it's saying it's phthalate free and it's this free and it's this free and what's not in there, but you want to be concerned about what is in there. And it's hard to tell because if it says fragrance, you don't know because they can put up to 200 ingredients in there. And so you don't know what is in that product. And so we are trying to change that. That is also trying to push that legislation through. So it's just like it seems so simple that you should be able to go into a store and purchase a product and know what you're getting, and that's just not the case in the United States. So we are launching this with fine fragrance